Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, April 29th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts. We're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are trading higher by about 6 points this morning to 1872 per contract. Decent little pop higher to start the day. We'll see how the market plays out throughout the remainder of the session. A lot of earnings are coming in, and that's always important. And we'll see what stocks out here will move the markets. But first, before we begin, it's important to just take a glance at the European markets. We haven't talked about that for a while, and they're all rallying higher today. So the German DAX is higher by about 1.3%. The FTSE 100, which is England, they can print their own money. They're higher by about 0.8%. Spain, Italy, and France are all higher on the session. France, unfortunately, is only up about 0.5%, but nonetheless, it is still higher on the session, and that's worth noting. Now, last night in the Asian markets, you did have a bounce back in the Shanghai Composite, so that was up about 0.8%. But the highly followed Nikkei 225 index was lower by about 1%. So, again, a little mixed bag of tricks, but the Shanghai was higher, Nikkei was lower. But this morning, if you take a look at the dollar-yen chart, and this is the most important chart out there, you're going to see that the dollar-yen is rallying today, higher by about 24 cents at the moment. Dollar-yen goes higher, we generally will look for gold to go lower, and we'll look for the stock market to trade higher. And hence, you see the futures are up about 6 points ahead of the opening bell. Now, keep an eye on the dollar-yen. If the dollar-yen starts to fall, that could spell trouble for the major stock indexes such as the S&P 500. So we'll see how that all plays out. But let's get into some stocks in the news. We're going to talk about GoGo. It looks like AT&T is going to try and cut into their business. The stock is getting hammered this morning. GoGo makes that technology for airline internet. So if you're flying in the sky, you'll get the airline internet up there. But right now, the stock is trading at was trading yesterday at 1837. Today, it's trading at 1520. I was looking for a good level here to find, and I can't really find one that satisfies me. So I'm going to say right around this $15 area is probably some short-term support. But be very, very careful with this equity. There's just not a lot to hang your hat on. And whenever you see a stock like this get this toasted, you got to be a little bit careful. Okay, so I'm going to say there's probably some support around this 15 area, but I can't give you a defined level. It's a very, very difficult trade. Let's take a look at this TCS. This is the Container Store. This company just went public, I believe, back, if I'm not mistaken, back in October 2013, November 2013. I think it was October. But the stock debuted, had a real good showing, now trading at all-time lows. So there's really not much you could do with this one. I'm going to say probably around the 2650 level. You'll have a little bit of support. That's where this came down to yesterday, so I suspect that will be retested. But this is another equity. I just don't have a great handle on it at the moment. Let's take a look at COH. COH has been one of the retailers that have been pretty much decimated, but the stock has been coming back as of late. Today it's trading at $48.75. Last night it closed at $50.42. So COH has had a pretty good move lower. One level I am looking at, if it does get down there, that I do like for the stock is around $42.90. I don't know if we're going to see that, but that's a level I would get interested in the equity. Also, I like $37.50, another big level there for COH. So watch $42.90 for a scalp play, and then really $37.50. Outside of that, there's not much you could really do with COH here. I mean, it's holding the 48 area at the moment. I suspect that will hold up short term. But if that breaks, you really got to look at $42.90 and then really $37.50. But this is not a strong showing for COH this morning. Let's take a look at Herbalife. They reported earnings as well. I think they got rid of their dividend, but they upped their guidance, so I don't even know what to make out of that. All in all, watch $62.95, maybe $63. There'll be some resistance around that level. So again, I don't know what you can make out of those earnings, but just looking at the chart around 63, the stock has a ton of resistance. If it comes down through there, I'm not sure where it goes. If it goes above 63, I guess you'll have to look at the 65-60 level. But right now I'm thinking $63 is a ton of resistance for Herbalife. Let's take a look at Archer Daniels Midland. Again, this is A stock that is getting hit a little bit on their earnings, $44.38, whereas where it closed, right now it's trading at $43.50. It's not that bad. The stock has support at $42. If it gets down to $42 and you want to try a scalp level there, no problem, you can do that. $42 is your bounce level for a scalp. Remember, a scalp play is nothing more than a quick day trade lasting between 10 and 30 minutes. You are not looking to marry the stock. You're looking to get in and out with a quick bite of change. Let's take a look at Eaton. ETN is the name here. This stock right now is trading at $74. It closed at $74.06. Again, this was earnings. I'm not sure. The stock's really not reacting all that well. But if it comes down to $71.50, there's some support. Also more support at $71. So in that general area, traders can look at the pattern and decide if that's worth a play. Also, the $68.20 level is worth a play, in my opinion, to the long side. So if it got down to $68.20, you'd be a buyer. More aggressive traders, $71.50, $71. You can also look for bounces on Eaton. But again, I do like that $68.20 level a lot if it does get down there. So keep that on the radar for today, and we'll see how it plays out. We're going to have a few gap plays out here. So again, you're going to want to come over for that. One stock that's on my radar as a gap play is Goodyear Tire. The stock closed at $27.21. It's now trading at $25.27. They're blaming weather, but you would think that people would need snow tires if there was bad weather. But nonetheless, they're blaming weather. That's the excuse. We'll see how it plays out. Right now, the stock does have support at $25. But should that level break, I have a bunch of gap levels which look pretty solid to me. So I'll have those posted up in the chat room at 9 o'clock with a few other plays. I think that's pretty much everything that I'm seeing on the stocks in the news. There's a lot of other equities all coming out with earnings, but we're not seeing huge moves, and that's what we really need to see. Oops, I do see one more. Lululemon. Lululemon is trading at $43.60. I don't know if this is a real print. Doesn't look like a lot of volume. But the stock does have support at 41. So if it does get down there, watch 41 for a short-term technical bounce. So keep that on your radar. Let's go over to the gold market right now. Gold is getting hit a little bit, down about $4 today to $12.94.90. It was down a little bit more. Let's go to the GLD, which is a good proxy for trading gold futures. And you're going to see a quick little spike in gold futures here at 24.71. So I don't know if there was any news or some event came out. But again, always watch the dollar yen. Dollar yen really is the tell here. Dollar yen goes down, gold should go higher. But nonetheless, gold futures are down a little bit. And the GLD, I should say, right now is trading at around 124.71. So decent little push. Let's take a look at oil today. Oil is trading higher by about 40 cents to 101.23 a barrel. Let's go to the USO. It's a good proxy for trading light sweet crude. That's what we use here in the United States. And you're going to see that right now oil is trading at $36.86 on the USO. It looks fine. There's nothing terrible. There's nothing great. It's just oil's holding up. Got a lot of geopolitical events surrounding oil. So again, I don't know if there's much we could do with it one way or the other. But it's hanging in there today, and we'll leave it at that. So again, if we see any activity in the oil market, I would watch the USO for major support around 35.75. But right now, I just don't see it. So we're going to leave it alone, and we'll see what the market gives us. So again, we'll see how this market plays out today. Yesterday was a wild trading day. We could be in store for more of the same. Currently, the futures are up $4.75. They have pulled back a little bit. And again, keep an eye on that dollar yen. It's going to tell you more than you think. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts.